What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Monday, November 15th, 2021. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. I appreciate you so much. I hope you're doing great. Hope you're ready for this week. Definitely a big week in the astrology, and we kick it off with this Monday and a moon in Aries. Let's check it out. Definitely, we're done with Chiron with the moon. Finish that up on Sunday. There's a lot of power that we can have. It's quincunxing Mercury today and going to get close to that quincunx to the sun by the evening. Like, we have to really understand our depths and understand our direction. Like, today can feel like we got to kind of cut cords so that we can move in a direction that we instinctively feel is going to give us more power as an individual. And, it's about drawing those boundaries too. And we're seeing the sun at 23 Scorpio. So it's like understanding big time today the deeper emotion behind what we really desire and what we don't, and then drawing the boundary for that aspect in our life. It's also, we're seeing the sun square Jupiter today. I mean, we could definitely want to go over and beyond to get some sort of edge in life, or to get our passions, or to get what we want. And we got to be a little careful, be a little careful. There's gifts out there for us, but we don't want to just jump into anything, because it's got to be about the forward movement, especially with Jupiter here in Aquarius. Like, this has got to open up our world to a future. This has got to connect us fully. And if it connects us fully, then we're going to have deep desire and passion to understand it, and to impulsively, with the moon in Aries, move towards that. But we can also disempower ourselves on a day like this if we're moving towards things that we don't want to connect to, or if they're, taking us backwards, or if they're not showing us more. So we do have to be careful with that energy. Venus is done with the square to the moon, which we had yesterday, but Venus is a couple days from shadow. So we're in these couple days pre-Venus shadow in Capricorn here, with Venus and Mars in sextile, and Mars is working on the opposition to Uranus. And even Venus is working on the trine over to Uranus. Like, there's shock in our values that's kind of showing up. There's shock in our identification. There's kind of like this shock value in what direction we're going in. And we might start feeling that today, and maybe it deals with people in our lives and having to really draw the boundaries, or having to really fully connect to people that see the deeper truth within you, or what you really want to kind of bring up. Like, this opposition with Mars and Uranus definitely has explosive energy, in a sense that anything could happen, and we have to be able to be strong and still find balance in life when maybe something out of the ordinary comes up and it makes us pivot, especially with the moon in Aries ruled by that Mars, and quincunxing the Mars to start the day. Like, we got to be open to possibilities, and not be pressing for things that aren't giving us what we want, or a full connection. Like, this is where, gosh, like, let's start reevaluating what our passions really are, and what these ultimate goals are, what, really good relationships are, because this full moon lunar eclipse is definitely changing the slide when it comes to our values. And Venus coming into shadow this week is definitely going to have us go through that. Like, today's almost like start the process now of understanding good boundaries, and understanding there are great gifts out there, but you have to be willing to connect to what's great in your life, and kind of stop connecting or giving your energy to what isn't. And like, that could shock people, that could shock you. Things can kind of come out of nowhere. It's okay though. I mean, I think this is where we are identifying with a pivot. We're identifying with a deeper essence of self. And that can be great, and that can be so transformative. And the sun is 1 degree away from the sextile to Pluto. Transformation is a beautiful thing. Evolution is a beautiful thing. And understanding your deep desires, or having sort of a legacy shift in some ways, doesn't always have to be a bad thing. Like, this is where it could connect us to some of the greatest potential. So if you feel like you're having to make big moves in life, or you're having to make changes that you never expected, like, we can assume that we're not going to get this great payout from that, when really we just don't know what's on the other side yet. And I think the more we can embrace our deep power to create, and to identify, and to make moves and pivots, we're going to see how strong and resilient we really are. And I think this Monday kind of hones in on that. It's like, Got to find that deep emotional courage and identify with self, identify with the ones that want to see you find your empowerment and help others. This is where you can also help others find their empowerment because you're in yours. So we can definitely help each other out. I think a lot can kind of come to the surface today to show us where the future is going, and if we're willing to go into that future and kind of accept pivots and change and evolution, or if we want to hold on really tightly and then we're almost asking for aspects to get ripped away, maybe somewhat painfully. So there's a little bit of cutting away, a lot of Mars energy today, a lot of mental energy as well. So where are you putting your mental energy, and are you identifying with the emotions that are moving you forward and opening up doors in life, and where are you not and kind of staying stagnant? Today could force you out of stagnant situations. Two of Swords. Wow, they're fighting each other. I suppose fights could come up, but I think we're having to make good mental decisions about how to, come to a resolution when it comes to ourself and others, or just within ourselves. Like, this is kind of where we're picking a path, and maybe we should pick the path of resistance this time so that we can get a little edge and see where things can go. Why do we get this card? Kind of interesting. Ace of Swords. There's new understanding about ourselves. There's new understanding about other people. And I think we have to be willing to take this information and start something fresh. Like, a new idea could pop in today that could shock people, and people could maybe there could be upset sort of energy, or you feel like you have to make a choice that today, like, go this route less traveled, this unconventional route, or go the normal route. I think it's the new route that we've never been on that's going to open up the doors today and kind of give us this Sun square Jupiter good luck. It's like, if we're just going to keep going in what we've already done, are we really growing? Are we really changing? Are we really moving into a future? Or do we got to, have some breakout energy? And there's plenty of breakout energy. What's the overall for this Monday? 4 of Swords in reverse. Or 4 of Wands, I'm sorry. It could feel like maybe we're not getting the celebration of life. But I bet, if we take the route less traveled with the information that shows up today and this new download and this new understanding, I bet there is a party out there. I feel like we're stuck at a crossroads of, like, going to the old or going into the new and the unknown, and the new actually probably has the party, but we're too scared to get into that because it's not the party we've been to before, or, we've never identified with this road before, so we don't know. It's okay to not know. That's life. I love y'all very much. I hope you have a beautiful Monday, and I'll see you for tomorrow's horoscope tomorrow. Peace.